Now, the first case I want to talk about is the H-1B self-petition case, meaning this is a college graduate, started a company as a student, owns the company, pretty much it's an empty company. There's no office, no employees, it's just him and his friend. His student visa is about to expire. He wants to work in the US and continue to stay in the US. OPT is about to expire, wants to stay in the US. Not married to a US citizen, cannot get a green card, don't have any extraordinary abilities, so cannot get like an O1 visa or apply for EB1A. Doesn't want to go back to grad school, pay a bunch of additional money for grad school. He wants to do what she's good at doing. Start a company. So did an H-1B self-petition. There's a lottery process, so we filed for the lottery, got selected. This year is probably a 50% chance we're estimating. So she got selected, she's lucky, but still you have to prove to the government that your company needs you to be able to work in the US and can pay you to work. Do you know what her job duty is?
What is it? Is it like a CEO or?
Nope.
No.
She's a creative writer.
Oh.
So she has a bachelor's degree. She's a creative writer. In the age of AI, when you can put any prompt in and anything pumps out, why does that qualify somebody to stay in the United States, especially as a self-petition? Self-petition is extra rare, and it's only become more recently because USCIS came out with a memo allowing it. But in the past, if you own the company and you're petitioning yourself, the government says that doesn't work. You can't do that. That's just like saying you want to be in the US and you approve yourself. Well, that doesn't work. The government says you need a bona fide real company that really wants you and prove that they really want you and need you, and you have the qualifications to be able to do the job in order for us to prove your H-1B. And there's a quota. There's, only so many H-1Bs to go around for all of the United States. Microsoft, Amazon, Apple, everybody wants H-1B workers in their company. How can you, a creative writer, open up your own LLC, petition yourself, and you can use up a slot? That's outrageous. So in the past, it was really, really difficult. But now, with the H-1B memo allowing for self-petition, it's available. We did a few last year successfully. This is the first one that we did this year that got approved without a request for evidence. Now, in this entire application, the creative writer part was actually the easiest because the job, the company, the business is that they are creating short form entertainment videos on TikTok, on Red, on YouTube, Instagram, for people to consume, to watch. Think of Netflix, right? They're creating, they're directing. That's a lot of creative writing, and that is a production. That's a full-on production, and it could be monetized. So that position, when you look at other companies that do this kind of work, everybody needs a bachelor's degree. Netflix, when they're hiring creative writers, they're not hiring somebody who's just out of high school. You need to have that kind of training to be able to write really well, to be able to direct and things like that. So this person, our client, was doing that. Great. The business model, the position, what other companies do, they require it. That was actually the easy part. It just seems bizarre in this day and age, but that is what they're doing. Like if they were doing a creative writer, but they're starting a company and their company is a restaurant, probably wouldn't fly, right? You don't need a creative writer for a restaurant, unless you make a really good argument, but it's hard, right? Then the menu, right? But their business is actually producing these short form contents for their clients and then publishing it and then getting sponsors and stuff. So I'm like, okay, you're like a director, I can see that. So we spend most of the H-1B application focused on that. The weak part of this case is that it's a brand new company. No clients, just him and his friend, right? And it's a self-petition. And we argued, and the biggest concern for self-petition is that you just want to hire yourself. You're just buying your own visa. And so in the past, to get around that, you have to show, well, no, it is a real company and I can be fired. It's not just me wanting to work for my own company, I can be fired. But how can you be fired if you owned your company? So we made the argument that it is a manager-managed LLC, not a member-managed LLC. I am the owner of the company, but who controls it? It's the manager, my friend. They own a small percentage. So we did the corporate documents. We prepared it well. So you need to know business law in order to do this well, right? So you did this well, prepared the case, filed it, And the business plan and all the potential clients and all the production stuff, we put it in the business plan. We didn't argue in the brief, but we showed everything. We were preparing for a really bad request for evidence, challenging that it's a new business, but they didn't go that far. They saw the business plan, they saw the ideas and all the short story and short forms approved without request for evidence. This is an 18-month approval for H-1B, and then they have to do an extension to prove that hey, they are actually doing what they're doing. So, H-1B self-petition is a very new thing. Only the past 2 years is it around, but it is really important. If they were doing this overseas, they would have to pay that $100,000 fee to the government. But because they graduated, they got the lottery, they filed it, now they're able to stay 18 months in the US to build out this business as a creative writer, creating TikTok, Instagram reels, and launch their company. And we'll see.
Wow.
We'll see if they're going to be successful, right? But this was fun.
That is such a creative way of presenting the case.
Yeah.
Is a manager manage LLC. It's not, I'm the owner, but I don't,
Yeah. I don't manage it.
I don't manage myself.
Yeah.
I have somebody else watching me do it.
Right.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, and a creative writer in this day and age doing all this stuff. And so, a lot of times when people are like, I want to do a self-sponsored H-1B, the first thing you ask is, well, what do you want to do? And the thing that you want to do, are you good at it? Can you do it? Do you have the education credentials to do it? You need to have the training for it. You need to have the education expertise and diplomas and transcripts to back it up. And if you have that, then the next question is, who else does that? What kind of companies do what you're doing? Do they typically hire bachelor degrees to do it? If they don't, then it also doesn't work, right? And so there's a lot of positions in the United States that don't require bachelor's degrees. And they say anybody could do it. And so that makes that occupation quite difficult. And there's things like marketing that's too broad. Some companies require bachelor degrees, some don't. Then it's too broad. So you want to pick something that's specific, and you want to have the credentials to be able to do it, and you need to do it, and hopefully you can actually find a way to actually make money. And then you start the company, you can't be the CEO of the company to do it because somebody else needs to be managing it. You need to be doing that, right? Because CEO running a company and the creative writer of the company is two different roles. So you have to do this whole analysis. What's your job? What's your company? What are you going to do? Can it be doable? Yes. Okay, we do that analysis. Then we go for the lottery. Then you get selected. Okay, now we actually execute and prepare everything and file. And hopefully there's no request for evidence and the case got approved.
Yeah, that's a lot. But congratulations. That's so cool.
It was Grace's team.
Grace?
Yeah.
Yay, Grace.
Yeah, very good.